The eighth commandment. You shall not steal. Exodus 20:15. As the holiness of God sets a person against immorality in the command, you shall not commit adultery, so the justice of God sets him against theft and robbery in the command, you shall not steal. The thing forbidden in this commandment is interfering with another person's property. The civil lawyers define stealing or theft to be the laying hands unjustly on that which is another's, or invading another's right. The causes of theft. Internal causes. Unbelief. A person may have a high distrust of God's providence. Can God prepare a table in the wilderness? Psalm 78:19. Can God spread a table for me? Asks the unbeliever. No, he cannot, he determines. Therefore, he is resolved to spread a table for himself, but it will be at other people's cost, and both the first and second courses will be served with stolen goods. Covetousness. The Greek word for covetousness signifies an immoderate desire of getting. This is the root of theft. A person covets more than his own, and this itch of covetousness makes him scratch what he can from another. Achan's covetous heart made him steal the bar of gold, a bar that tore his soul away from God. Joshua 7:21. External cause: Satan's influence. Judas was a thief. John 12:6. How did he come to be a thief? Satan then entered into him. John 13:27. The devil is the great master thief. He robbed us of our coat of innocence, and he persuades people to take up his trade. He tells people how well they will live by stealing, and that they will gain much wealth. As Eve listened to the serpent's voice, so do they. As birds of prey, they live upon spoil and plunder. The kinds of theft. There is stealing from God. Those who rob God of any part of his day are thieves. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Exodus 20:8. Not just part of the day, but the whole day must be dedicated to God. So that no one forgets this, the Lord has prefixed to this command, remember. Therefore, to spend the other part of the Lord's day in vanity and pleasure after morning sacrifice is spiritual theft. It robs God of his due, and the very heathen will rise up in judgment against such Christians. For the heathens, as Macrobius notes, dedicated a whole day to their false gods. There is stealing from others. There is stealing of souls, as heretics do, by robbing people of the truth and thus robbing them of their souls. There is also stealing of money and goods. 1. The highway thief, who robs others of a wallet or a purse, contrary to the letter of the commandment. You shall not oppress your neighbor, nor rob him. Leviticus 19:13. Do not steal. Mark 10:19. 2. The house thief, who steals and takes from his master's cash or steals his belongings. The writer of Hebrews says that some have entertained angels without knowing it. Hebrews 13:2. But many masters have entertained thieves in their houses without knowing it. The house thief is a hypocrite as well as a thief, for he has respectable looks and pretends to be helping his master when he only helps himself. 3. The legal thief, who veils himself under the law as the unjust lawyer who evades the truth and deals falsely. By deceit and evasion, the lawyer robs someone of his land, and he may be the means of ruining his family. He is no better than a thief in God's account. 4. The church thief. He gets the golden fleece, but lets the flock starve. Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say to those shepherds, Thus says the Lord God, Woe, shepherds of Israel, who have been feeding themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock? You eat the fat and clothe yourselves with the wool. You slaughter the fat sheep without feeding the flock. Ezekiel 34, 2-3. The shepherds fed themselves and did not feed my flock. Ezekiel 34, 8.